Hello, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Success doesn't always come from giant leaps, breakthrough moments, or painful hustle. Sometimes, it's the smallest, easiest actions done consistently that create the biggest shifts. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m., run marathons, or grind 24/7s to change your life. What you do need is the discipline to show up every single day for the simple things that compound. Want to change your future? Master the basics, do the easy things most people ignore, and keep doing them long enough to win. Success is built on simplicity, not struggle. Most people imagine success as something dramatic, difficult, and exclusive to a rare few. They picture sleepless nights, constant hustle, and elite talent. But the truth is, lasting success often comes from something very different. Simplicity. Simplicity isn't flashy, it isn't loud, but it works, and it's available to everyone. Think of the daily habits of the most successful people. You'll often find that their routines aren't packed with 100 complex things. Instead, they focus on doing a handful of basic actions extremely well. Every single day, they wake up at a regular time. They drink water, they move their bodies, they read, they plan. These actions seem trivial, they seem easy, and that's exactly why most people ignore them. Here's the secret: what feels easy is often the foundation of excellence. When you do the simple things consistently, you create stability, and stability leads to progress. You start showing up to life with more energy, more clarity, and more self. That's when real momentum begins. Simplicity also removes resistance. Complicated plans often lead to procrastination. Why? Because the more steps something requires, the more overwhelmed we feel. But when your habits are easy, you have no excuse. You remove friction. You make action the default. This is how success becomes inevitable. Let go of the idea that success needs to be hard to be real. Focus instead on building a simple, sustainable rhythm. Wake up, hydrate, move, think, create. Start there. When you master the basics, the rest takes care of itself. The power of easy, done daily. When people think of success, they imagine dramatic transformations, viral breakthroughs, overnight wins, or massive effort. But that's the highlight reel. The truth is far less glamorous, yet far more sustainable. Success is built on easy things, done daily, without fail. Let's break that down. It's easy to read 10 pages of a book, easy to drink a glass of water, easy to write down your goals, easy to stretch for 5 minutes. But here's the paradox: because these things are so easy to do, they're also easy not to do. Most people skip them, thinking, what difference will this one little thing make? But that's the mindset that kills momentum. You don't. We fail because you didn't take some massive leap. You fail because you dismissed the small, daily wins that would have compounded into real transformation. The key is consistency over intensity. You don't need to run 10 miles today. You need to walk 1 mile every day for a month. You don't need to write an entire book this week. You need to write 300 words a day. When you focus on daily repetition instead of rare explosions of effort, you create real, sustainable progress. Let's use the example of brushing your teeth. It's not dramatic, it's not hard, but you do it daily. Why? Because you know the cost of skipping it: long-term pain. You don't expect results instantly, but you trust the compound effect. That's how daily easy actions work in every area of life: fitness, mindset, career, relationships. The compound effect in action. Here's where it gets powerful. Small, easy actions multiply over time. You can go from out of shape to athletic with 15 minutes of daily movement. You can go from broke to financially secure by saving a few dollars a day. You can go from insecure to confident by practicing affirmations for 60 seconds every morning. None of these things take hours. They're not complicated. But when repeated, they stack like bricks. At first, the results are invisible, but after weeks, then months, they become undeniable. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently, even when you're tired, bored, or distracted. Daily routines build identity. When you stick to small, easy tasks, you're not just creating outcomes, you're reinforcing an identity. Every time you follow through on an easy promise to yourself, you cast a vote for the type of person you're becoming. Drink water daily. You're someone who takes care of your health. Write your goals each morning. You're someone who lives with purpose. Meditate for 2 minutes. You're someone who values your peace. That identity shift is far more powerful than just the physical result. Why? Because when your self-image changes, your behavior changes automatically. It's no longer about discipline, it's just who you are. Remove friction. Build momentum. Want to master the easy things daily? Make them frictionless. Set a water bottle next to your bed. Keep your journal on your desk. Lay out your clothes before your workout. Delete distracting apps before you sleep. Reduce the resistance between you and your daily habit. That's how you create a system that works even when you don't feel like it. Remember this: your motivation will fluctuate, but if your system is solid, your success won't. The emotional shift: doing something small each day also changes how you feel. You go from helpless to empowered, from chaotic to calm, from stuck to in motion. Daily easy wins give your brain little hits of achievement. That releases dopamine, the reward chemical, which motivates you to keep going. So you no longer need external praise. You're wired to keep winning. Each time you complete a simple task, it whispers to your subconscious, I'm capable, I follow through, I can do hard things, too. This emotional shift is subtle but life-changing. Small is powerful. It doesn't have to be hard to be effective. Daily is the secret. One easy action repeated daily beats one big action done randomly. Identity is key. Every action is a vote for who you want to become. Make it frictionless. Remove barriers and success becomes automatic. Celebrate progress. Even if it's small, acknowledge it. That's how you grow. Most people never reach their potential because they wait for the perfect plan, the perfect mood, or the perfect time. But the truth is, the easiest step done today is better than the perfect one never done at all. So ask yourself, what's one easy thing I can do right now that I'll keep doing every day? Start there and never stop. Easy becomes effortless, then exponential when you begin something new. Even if it's easy, there's often resistance. That first morning workout, the first time journaling, the first cold shower, it might only take 5 minutes, but it feels awkward, uncomfortable, maybe even pointless. But here's the truth, most people never realize what feels forced at first becomes automatic later, and eventually, exponential. This is the power of habit. Easy things, when done repeatedly, don't just remain easy, they become effortless. And once they're effortless, they start producing results that feel massive compared to the tiny input. Let's break it down. The magic of automatic. Your brain is a habit-forming machine. It's wired to conserve energy. So the more you repeat an action, the more your brain transfers it from conscious effort to unconscious pattern. Think of learning to drive a car. At first, every motion required focus, checking mirrors, shifting gears, braking smoothly. But over time, your brain automated the process. Now you can drive, hold a conversation, and think about dinner all at once. The same thing happens with success habits. In the beginning, tracking your meals or stretching before bed feels like effort. But after a few weeks, it's just what you do. No mental debate, no resistance. It's who you are. And once you reach that stage, effortless execution, you've unlocked a superpower. You no longer need willpower. You don't burn mental energy deciding. Your identity carries you forward. How habits compound over time. Here's where it gets exciting. Once habits become automatic, the results start to multiply. Let's say you build the habit of reading 10 pages a day. That's easy. Takes 15 minutes, but over a year, that's 3,650 pages, or roughly 15 to 20 books. That one easy habit makes you smarter, more focused, and more articulate than 90% of people with zero overwhelm. Or take fitness. 5 push-ups a day doesn't sound like much, but 5 turns into 10, 10 into 20. By month 6, you're doing workouts you never thought possible. Or from a habit that started with 5 reps, what's happening is exponential return, like compound interest. The gains from a consistent habit don't just add up, they multiply. And the best part, you're not doing more work. Your system is just working harder for you. Why most people quit before the curve, unfortunately. Most people never experience the exponential phase. Why? Because they quit too early. They do the easy thing for a few days and expect instant results. But early on, progress is invisible. You don't see the changes in your body after one healthy meal. You don't become a millionaire after saving $10, so they stop. And that's the tragedy, because just past that invisible line is momentum. Just beyond this isn't working as proof that it is. The people who win, they don't expect fireworks, they just show up every day. And then one day, boom, the results catch up, the habits lock in, the curve kicks upward, and everyone else asks, how did they do it? The answer, they trusted the process long enough for the compound effect to do its work. Your life is already on autopilot. Use that. Whether you realize it or not, your life already runs on habits. You brush your teeth, check your phone. Maybe you scroll Instagram every night. These are easy habits, but some of them are dragging you down, not building you up. The secret is to replace low-return habits with high-return ones. Don't fight your brain's need for automation. Use it. Program it with tiny behaviors that lead to the life you want. Instead of checking your phone first thing, take 3 deep breaths and visualize your goals. Instead of scrolling late at night, read 2 pages of something inspiring. These shifts take 60 seconds, but they redirect the course of your day, your energy, and eventually your life. Rituals over motivation. Once a habit is automated, you no longer need motivation. That's freedom. Winners don't rely on willpower, they rely on systems. Their rituals carry them even when their feelings don't want to cooperate. Motivation says, I feel like doing it. Habit says, it's just what I do. One is fleeting, the other is unstoppable. And because easy habits require little time or energy, they're less likely to break during stress. That's what makes them resilient. In a chaotic world, they become your anchor, your way back to discipline, clarity, and purpose. In summary, easy doesn't stay awkward, it becomes automatic. Automatic habits create exponential results. Most people quit too soon, stay consistent past the invisible curve. You're already living on autopilot, so reprogram your autopilot. Motivation fades, rituals last. Your life is shaped by what you do repeatedly. Not what you dream about, not what you talk about, but what you automate. So build systems, install easy wins, trust the compounding process. In the beginning it feels like nothing is happening, but stick with it and one day everything will. Choose your easy wisely, a truth that few acknowledge but everyone needs to hear. Not all easy is created equal. In fact, there are two types of easy. One destroys you slowly, and the other builds you steadily. One feels good in the moment, the other feels good forever. One drains your future, the other builds it. So the real question is, which easy are you choosing? It's easy to hit snooze, skip the workout, or scroll endlessly. It's easy to avoid the hard conversation or ignore your goals for one more day. These choices are easy, but they lead to a hard life. Regret, disconnection, weakness, mediocrity. That kind of easy is a trap. On the flip side, it's also easy to get up and drink a glass of water, easy to write down your priorities, easy to take a 10-minute walk, easy to read 5 pages. These things don't take hours. They don't require superhuman discipline. But they lead to a life of clarity, energy, confidence, and freedom. Every day you're choosing between the two easies, and the compound effect doesn't care which one you pick, it just magnifies it. Junk food today, no big deal. Every day, big problem. One compliment to your partner today, small moment. Every day, a strong relationship. That's why awareness is everything. You have to wake up and recognize your patterns. What feels harmless in isolation might be dangerous in repetition. Skipping your goals once isn't failure. But when it becomes your norm, your life changes, and not for the better. How to choose your easy wisely. 1. Audit your habits. Make a brutally honest list. What are the small things you do every day without thinking? Are they pulling you closer to your goals or pushing you further away? No judgment, just truth. You can't change what you won't face. 2. Replace. Don't just remove. Trying to quit a bad habit without replacing it is like pulling out a weed and leaving the soil empty. Your brain craves rhythm. So instead of just saying no more scrolling at night, replace it with I'll read for 10 minutes. Give your mind a new path to follow. 3. Reward the good easy. Every time you follow through on a healthy easy action, celebrate it, smile, say yes. This creates a feedback loop. Your brain begins to associate the good easy with pleasure, and soon you'll crave that version instead. For design your environment, make the good easy easier. Put your book on your pillow, lay out your gym clothes before bed, set a reminder to drink water. Set your life up so that the better choice is the path of least resistance. 5. Think in decades. Don't just ask, how do I feel today? Ask, what will this habit give me 10 years from now? When you stretch your perspective beyond the moment, your decisions become wiser. The cookie feels less tempting. The walk feels more important. Here's the big shift. Success doesn't mean doing the hardest thing all the time. It means doing the right, easy things consistently, for long enough that they carry you where you want to go. It means turning those actions into default settings. You don't need to suffer to succeed, but you do need to get smart about your habits. Choose the easy that builds your future, not the one that slowly breaks it. And remember this, you're not stuck. You're just one decision away from a better trajectory. And that decision can be as simple as standing up, turning off the TV, and going for a 10-minute walk. Choose your easy, choose your life. Success isn't hard. It's hidden in plain sight. We've been lied to. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that success has to be painful, that it's reserved for the superhumans, the sleepless, the constantly grinding, the ones who sacrifice everything. But what if that belief has been the greatest obstacle to your progress? What if success isn't hard, it's just hidden in plain sight? The truth is, most people walk right past the actions that would change their lives, not because they're lazy, but because the real answers seem too simple, too unglamorous, too ordinary to matter. But success doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from mastering the boring stuff, the simple habits, the obvious decisions. Think about it. Drinking more water, getting quality sleep, moving your body daily, writing down your goals every morning, saying no to one distraction, showing up consistently even when you don't feel like it. None of these actions are revolutionary, but they're rare, because most people are looking for shortcuts, hacks, and life-changing magic pills when the real transformation is already within reach. The power of the ordinary success is built on what works, not what's flashy. People overlook the power of basics because they're searching for something more exciting. But the top 1% don't win because they're smarter or more talented. They win because they do the right things repeatedly. They don't try to be heroic once. They do something helpful every day. They figured out that consistency beats intensity, that long-term effort beats short-term hype, and that small actions, when done with purpose, are more powerful than bursts of energy with no direction. The truth, success is a system, a routine, a way of life. And it's hiding in your daily decisions. Success is invisible at first. One reason success feels hard is because you don't see results right away. You start a habit and nothing changes. You show up early for work, read more books, eat cleaner, and still, life looks the same. But something is happening. It's just happening below the surface. It's rewiring your identity, it's building momentum, it's stacking wins. And one day that invisible progress becomes undeniable. That's the moment when everything clicks. The success you suddenly have as the result of the things you quietly did when no one was clapping. So if it feels like nothing is changing, keep going. It means you're on the right track. Don't stop overcomplicating. Start executing. You don't need 100 steps. You need 3 solid habits. You don't need more motivation. You need less distraction. You don't need to do everything. You need to do something consistently. Your success isn't hiding in a podcast or a millionaire's morning routine. It's hiding in your next decision. Will you scroll or read, complain or take action? Break a promise to yourself or keep one. Each of those tiny choices creates a ripple, and those ripples become waves, and those waves shape your future. Success isn't about doing what's hard. It's about doing what matters and doing it so often that it becomes who you are. So look around. The answers you've been waiting for, they're right in front of you. Success was never far away. It was just quiet. And now that you can see it, you're ready to rise. The extraordinary power of the ordinary in the end. Success isn't reserved for the elite, the gifted, or the lucky. It's earned, not through giant leaps, but through small, deliberate steps repeated daily. The truth is, your life is already being shaped by the easy things you do. The question is, are those things building you or breaking you? Most people wait for motivation, inspiration, or some magical shift to get started. But the winners, they don't wait. They move, they act. They do the small, unsexy things again and again until they become second nature. That's what separates those who wish from those who win. So if you want to change your life, don't start with a massive overhaul. Start by drinking more water, by walking for 10 minutes, by writing down one goal, by doing the easy thing today, and then tomorrow, and again after that. Because success isn't hard, it's consistent, it's quiet, it's simple, and it's always been right in front of you. Start small, stay consistent, and let time do its magic. This is how you build an unstoppable life, one easy action at a time.